After setting single-season and career rushing records at Washington State, it was clear that the small-town Saskatchewan boy was headed for the NFL.
And I was supposed to be a first-round draft pick, but they had some questions about whether I could adapt to the pro-style running game. So I was a first pick in the third round, and even though I was MVP in the Pac-10 2 years and everything, and so I was pretty upset, and I almost quit. I almost said, I'm not going to go to the NFL. I'm going to become a lawyer. My wife then, my girlfriend then, I told her that, and then right after that I got drafted, and then I said, okay, I guess I'm going to go to New Orleans. So, yeah, that's kind of how it happened. And then I went down there and had a chance to play right away early, and had some Achilles soreness and had to sit out for a few games, but then work my way in. Ended up having a real good year, All-Pro and Rookie of the Year that year. Training camp was very hard. Jim Moore was a new head coach there. They brought a bunch of new players in. He was there to clean house and put everything on the winning track. And so we were in Hammond, Louisiana, 100 degrees in terms of heat and about 100 degrees humidity, in terms of humidity-wise, 100% humidity. And so very intense training camp. I mean, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and like a foreign country to me, and the grits and everything like that. And then having to compete on a daily basis and the physicality of it, was very, very hard. And then having sore Achilles tendon. So I've had a number of times where I've almost quit, and this was one of them when I was in training camp and my Achilles were sore, and I almost lost it. And so I called my wife. I said, I'm done. I'm moving on. And she said, just sleep on it. It's going to be okay. So go see the coach in the morning. I talked to my agent, Bob Evans. And so I slept on it. Next morning, I talked to Jim Moore. I said, you're fine. You got a great training camp. Just we're going to rest you for a little bit, and then we'll work you back in. So that's what they did, and ended up starting my 6th game in the league. So it was a time where, again, I had major adversity, and it was very difficult, and I hung in there, and sometimes I had other people kind of talk me into hanging in there, and that's really important too. My wife, I met her as a freshman, and we went out, we got married my 2nd year in the pros, and right before that I blew my knee out, and so we were engaged, and she had a chance to book off of there and leave me because of kind of damaged goods, so to speak. But we ended up getting married in 1988, and so we have been married 25 years in January of 2013. And so 25 years, and so she's been a great support, and it's been vice versa. So that and having just friends and coaches along the way that's been very supportive of me. And now in my current role, I have a group of guys that I get together with once a week, and we're supporting a Bible study. And then I have a workout partner that we work out 3 days a week. We swim. I'm an avid swimmer. So, it's all about other people and a support network. That's one of the most important things in life. I have been with Peace Health for 4 years. Peace Health is a 7-hospital Catholic-run organization out of the Northwest. They have hospitals in Oregon, Washington, and Alaska. And I'm a fundraiser, and so I've been doing fundraising for 17 years, and my emphasis has been in very large gifts. Doesn't matter to me if it's $1 or $10 million, but I've raised dollars in that range for people, equipment, and programs. And I really like the relationship part of what I do. And so I get to work with individuals that care enough to want to give back and want to invest in projects. And I'm there to kind of be the facilitator of that, the asker, and also the stewardship person. And so I just really love it. So I've been fortunate to have a fun career after my NFL career. To be home is great. I mentioned that I cried a little bit driving from Saskatoon, just looking at all the fields and seeing some of the things that I recognized. And so that was just been great. I've been driving through the streets and stopped at the hospital and saw some other friends. And so just the great memories begins to flood your brain and everything. That's been wonderful. And then just to have the chance to see some old friends at the ceremony was really great. To have a field in after you is a very humbling thing because, that's a legacy thing. And so it's a very serious because I have to uphold, that legacy and continue to live, the things that I believe going forward. And so it's a sense of responsibility for me, a sense of staying connected, because I'm obligated to come back and kind of try to keep, moving that forward. And a sense of, again, pride, not only for me, but for my family and for the people that came today. the students was a fun opportunity for me to share some life things that I've learned, as a football player and in my second career in philanthropy, and to share some key things that I want them to take away to help them either to learn from my mistakes or from my successes going forward. So that was exciting for me, and to share some stories, some funny stories in amongst that to make it kind of fun. So that was great. It was like 700 kids, and to see them respond and all of that was really a joy for me. It's been a wonderful experience to have a field named after you and really try to instill the sense of pride in where you're from and how that can shape and motivate you to be great. It's all about trying to be great and working toward that.
Coming up next, we join the crowds of spectators for this year's Maple Flag from Four Wing Cold Lake.